busy with their own affairs, I think. You need a permit to enter Batal, but they've become quite difficult to acquire. Mind, rumour has it that it's easier for Beastrons to obtain them. Perhaps because Batal's more of a Beastron name. That's led to some people acquiring Beastron masks, of all things. Seems a bit much, if you ask me. Come to think of it, I've nary a clue as to where one would go to apply for a permit to begin. Not much going on hereabouts.
We might scratch another task off our list while we're here, if we are so inclined.
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once.
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
'Tis not our place to hurry the arisen.
Our soldiers need better training. If 'tis naught of import,
What I can do for you?
what business have you here?
Everyone's busy with their own affairs, I see.
Townspeople depend on me.
Quiet at last.
A fine place to collect my thoughts.
You seem to be rather friendly with Captain Brancer. Tell me, 'tis lamentable that the captain of the late Consul's Guard should have been relegated to the garrison. But there are whispers that he was given this station in reprisal for an unthinking petition he made to Her Grace. Ever since Thesa's factions seized power within the palace, her detractors have found themselves shunted into a corner. If I were you, I'd take care not to be seen currying favor with the good captain. Thesa has eyes everywhere, it seems.
May this day bring delights new and old.
I must ask you to leave this place at once.
The latest tidings from Melv came as quite a shock. It's been decades since the dragon last appeared. 'Twas a tragedy to those who suffered the beast's attack, to be sure, but I cannot deny it gave me a sense of hope. I thought to myself, with the dragon's coming, the Arisen shan't be far behind. An end to the age of and indeed, we have our sovereign. Though he is yet abed, nursing those grievous wounds, still, that I would see this kingdom restored to rightful rule in my lifetime. Ah, I could
No easy answers here. Just about anyway. Just take it easy today.
Oh, I've got to keep moving.
But not at the expense of my duty.
I've no time for you now. Leave me.
My sword arm could use some work. I trust aught's well, sir.
I must be vigilant. The townspeople depend on me.
I have a great deal yet to learn, you see.
Can't stomach places like this.
Whoever's my replacement's in for
Such tight. I'd kip just about anywhere. Such quietude is a blessing. I'm bloody starving.
wrong with filching for survival.
watch finishes without incident.
This arm is far more comfortable.
I would that all my days were safe.
This bodes ill.
Preparations, King. They up my training.
I was not prepared for this.
You are not permitted to be here. Move along.
I must stand firm.
I'm in fine fettle today.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today.
Not much going on.
Shall we pay Miss Daphne another visit? I find myself wondering how the young lass... Fares. If you would be so kind as to follow me, I shall take you to the one you seek.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
Not sure why I patrol it.
With that
Quite the predicament.
Come, I'll lead the way.
Time to find me a mark.
They have hard no talent. I just tell Paul.
Look, now here's a well-good-sized
scuffle.
He asks now.
I'll pull up his eyes.
Nice use this.
I might nod off if I'm not careful.
I
I'd
could
sooner
do with
stay
a
out
few
of
more
the
hours sleep.
We're here, and none the worse for wear.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray, bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it.
My head hurts just thinking.
Am I expected to pick that up? If I must.
Here you are, sir.
My head hurts just Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself. I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humours, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always... Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search...
Tell it.
Yes, sir. Ah, forgive me. If that's not the case, you will have to...
My head hurts just thinking about it. I don't like it here. My head hurts just thinking of what to do.
Hoy, Arisen! Say, have you heard about the state of the river? Do you know the river close by the church? Well, it's come to be full of muck and filth and all...
That's a problem for the church, as it draws from the river to make holy water. The water's so filthy that it's going to take twice the amount... I was thinking you could help the priests by finding some gold ore. After all, it wouldn't be good for anyone if the church ran out of holy water.
I was hoping you'd... I'll help too. I'll look for gold ore every place I can think of.
Now we see gold.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet?
Wow! But we'll be needing a little more than this. The purifying process you...
We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Would that someone would spare me this agony. All my days were so...
Wish I could go.
Now seems a fine time.
Did you want something? What do you think? Does this suit me? Hoy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet?
Wow! This'll be plenty, I reckon. Thank you ever so much. Listen, I was talking to the priests, and apparently our troubles aren't over yet. Would you be willing to lend us a hand again, Arisen? Thanks. So, remember how I told you about the river by the church getting all mucky? Well, now lots of people who live nearby are falling sick. The priests have been treating everyone as best they can, but there's nowhere near enough I want to help them, but I'm not sure what I can do, apart from ask you, that is. Would you bring us some more medicine, Arisen? Oh, thanks, Arisen. I'll talk to the priests in the meantime, see if there's anything useful I...
Now we've need of medicine. We can purchase it at shops, or make...
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you?
Now that's just splendid!
Oh, thank you, Arisen. This should be plenty. I'll take it to the church straight away.
'Tis a goodly deed we've done aiding the sick. I only hope our efforts go ways toward improving life in the slums.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now, even their poor son, by chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine, so he was put into our care.
It's been a hard day. Greetings.
Could barely drag my...
Lady Eleanor is willing to show us around the gracious hand. I say we make full use.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might... But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there! Help me! Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the gracious hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it my...
The pursuit of betterment is an endless journey.
'Tis so dull when there's nothing doing. Not much going on. Prayer's a waste of time. No one's listening. 'Tis good to see you are well.
Chaos in the world begins with chaos.
This is a place of prayer. Do keep your...
What teachings might thou for people who... Each of our patients deserves our full attention. Would that we had more hand... Might you be a friend of Lubomir's?
He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Tell Liz, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind.
At times, I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below, which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeard for them. I do hope naught befalls Lubomir.
Wish I could go on an adventure.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught's amiss down in that basement, it must be the abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
What about this reeks of... But let us gather evidence that we might expose it.
I quite agree.
Beg pardon, sir, but this room is where our most severe cases convalesce. I must ask you not to disturb them. For your sake. Beg pardon. The patients in this room must not be disturbed. Leave this place.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Well said.
Nothing ever seems to happen round here. Got something for me? Got something for me?
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir.
So dull when there's nothing doing.
Living's hard, but dreams are free.
Not game enough.
Good day, sir.
It's a thankless job, this. This place always puts me at ease.
So quite cultured.
Shall we get some rest then? You made me the pawn I am today, Arisen.
A good sleep does wonders.
Come. We've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Did you want something? I've somewhere to be.
Places such as this ought to be protected.
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
Indeed. Tell is, there's been a shift in the chain of command.
I must be grateful. At least I have a full belly. Might I beg but a moment of your time?
Nothing ever seems to happen round here.
'Tis good to see you are well.
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir. I should like to see... This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
I have noticed that the abbess goes out. Every night without fail. Perhaps you could wait for her to leave and slip.
I know so little of this world.
I end up feeling
Maybe
weak.
I'll make myself scarce.
Tisn't the dragon, but these pests what worry me.
So tired. I'd hit just about anywhere.
Nice place, this.
I'd swear
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
We ought to put it to good use.
We must rest.
Nice place, this. I'm in no hurry to...
it sets my thoughts down dark
Blessed
paths.
be we servants of the heavens.
I find solace in prayer.
Wish I could go on an adventure.
Beg pardon, sir, but...
How might we enter?
What are you doing? Unhand me this...
Many thanks for your assistance in this matter. Elena is being questioned as we speak. Though to be frank, sir, I cannot see the matter proceeding any further. What I've heard of the abbess's testimony is little convincing, but I fear the evidence you've procured...
Not to look forward to.
I'm a man of leisure at heart, it seems.
I've got to focus. My shift's only just begun.
Where might I go?
Will someone do aught about this? At least like that.
It's been some time since...
I'm a tad busy at the moment.
Welcome.
Not sure how much longer I can hold out. I must be vigilant. The townspeople
I
depend
swear
on
I've
me.
not blinked once in the last hour.
Some call it cultured. I call it dull.
Forgive me for last night's scuffle.
What should I get up to today?
Are monsters really scary? I've never seen one. One day, I'm going to...
This looks as good a place as any.
I fear this trial is too much for one such as me. I can make no sense with this. Places such as this ought to be protected.
A short repose would do me a world of good.
Perfect spot for a kid.
I must confess, I'm rather lost. confess, I'm rather lost. You said... I can make no sense of this. I fear this. Oh, heavens above! What are we to do? 'Twas you, wasn't it? You took the abyss from us. The acts she committed were unforgivable. This I cannot deny. But what do you expect will befall the rest of us in her absence? Without the abyss, we cannot possibly attend to all our patients. Without her guidance, Forgive me. 'Twas an improper thing to say in light of the lives taken so unjustly. I will do what I can, but I fear I cannot attend to I can make no sense. I will do what I can. I fear this trial is too much for one such as me. I can make no sense of this.
Suppose you're all right.
I fear this trial is too much for one such as me. I can make no sense of this.
You came to see me?
I must confess, I'm rather lost. I fear this trial is...
I fear I've much to it.
I fear this trial... I will do what I can. I fear this trial is too much for one such as me. I know so little of this world and
The
of myself.
pursuit of betterment is an
I fear
endless
this trial
journey.
is too much for one such as me.
I end up
I fear this
feeling
trial is...
Yeah? What is it?
Somewhere to be.
Can't wait for the new equipment to come in.
I'm in it now. No sense getting cold feet.
There's a poultry repast if I stay here with it.
Wish I had someone to share this.
Would.
Could you come over here?
Something good will come of today. I just know it.
And here I thought I was leading the way. But I suppose your whims take precedence.
We meet again. Truth be told, I was hoping we might. Would you care to stay and talk a moment? I'm glad. Sit down, won't you? I'm rather fond of this place. I ne'er imagined a city could be like this. So full of excitement, so alive. And how could I have? In all my life, I've hardly left the palace. My mother is quite strict. You understand. Oft did I long for a taste of normal life. Even aught as simple as going shopping for myself. My mother has always procured the things I covet for me, so to pick out an item and obtain it with my own hand. Which reminds me, I owe you a debt. I fear I cannot repay the full sum all at once. I have rather little in the way of spending. Pray, take this for now. You'll have more when next we meet. My apologies, friend, but I'd best be going. I mustn't let Mother find out I left the palace. Thank you for indulging me. I do hope we'll see each other anon.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Ah, excellent find.
Washes all my...
come to test your wits? The parent knows the child, yet the reverse is far from true. The child knows not the parent, such is the parent's due. I am a lost child, for kinship do I yearn. So bring to me my parent, that I might better learn.
Tis good to be reunited.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
Look as long as you please.
What about... Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to... the foremost hospitality in all Vernworth. You know where to find.
I fear I've no wisdom to offer.
Well, you will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the... foremost hospitality in all Vernworth. You know where to find me.
Well met, sir.
Oh. What does this say?
Let's have a look then.
Patient, I always say.
Might as well take a look while you're here. Eh? Times change, but there's always coin to be made. Stop by again soon.
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
Welcome to... And quality is what you need if you want to survive. Any one of these fine pieces will serve you well. Many thanks. I appreciate the business.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
Are you in the market for something in particular? Always a pleasure.
As the Arisen commands, so must we abide. Show some haste.
Come take a look. You'll be glad. You did. Do come again.
Fancy a look at my wares?